Welcome to Empowered Yoga Wing Sequence. We will begin in a comfortable seated position. In your comfortable seated position, take some time to connect to your roots. Allow your sitting bones to be firmly planted into the ground. As you pitch your pelvis slightly forward, allow your spine to rise up, elongating out through the crown of the head. As best you can, bringing the back of your skull and aligning it over the back of your sacrum. Close your eyes and allow your internal gaze to soften to a point, maybe at the tip of the nose or into the third eye space. Bring your awareness to your breath. Without changing the breath, observe the natural organic flow into and out of the body. With every inhale, watch the chest expand like an accordion, and on your exhales, firm up the low belly just a little bit, cinching in through the waist, initiated about 2 inches below the navel. This action stimulates both the first chakra, Muladhara, and the second chakra, Svadhisthana. These two chakras are the internal safety net, which keep us really engaged in the present moment and also connected to the internal sensations of the body, which are ultimately like our GPS or compass on this journey through yoga. The sacral plexus is also associated with the parasympathetic nervous system, so as we gently stimulate these muscles of the pelvic floor and the low belly, this stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest cycle. This also softens the sympathetic or fight or flight response, which is going to be particularly important for us today as we start to journey into some of the more challenging postures such as the arm balances and inversions that ask us to stay present and calm. With every inhale, continue to allow your chest and your low belly to expand. And every exhale, pull up on the low belly, cinching the waist and also lifting up on the pelvic floor. The next inhale, bring your hands together at your heart center and bow your chin into your chest as to pour your awareness into the heart center. Before we move on to the practice today, let's set an intention. Why are you here? And then create a marriage between your breath and your intention so that no matter where you find yourself today, as we begin to challenge ourselves on this path, that you always stay in alignment with your intentions. Take a great big inhale, interlace the fingers, press the palms upwards towards the sky. Move the shoulder blades around, move them up, move them down, and find a position that allows you to feel a really nice stretch. Exhale, interlace the fingers on the back of the head, draw the elbows towards one another as you bring the chin towards the chest, releasing the upper back and the neck. Send the breath into these tight spaces like water freezing in a crack. With every inhale, allow them to expand and the exhales get soft. On the inhale, coming back up, interlace the fingers, stretch the wrists again. And as you exhale, taking your right ear to your right shoulder as you stretch the left fingertips. Looking for a nice stretch along the left side of the neck from the earlobe all the way to the shoulder. Play around with the position of your left hand, turn the palm up, turn it down. You could even wrap the left hand behind your back. Ultimately, get really sensitive and really listen. Move your body in a way that allows you to feel the sensations of release. Releasing the right hand to the floor, take a great big inhale without compressing the left side of the neck, stretch the left arm up. And as you move over to the right, looking for a nice stretch through the entire left side body. On the inhale, come up, and as you exhale, wrapping that right elbow underneath the left elbow and clasping the hands. If that's not possible, you could grab the backs of the shoulders. Move the elbows up, move them down. See if you can find that space where the shoulder blades feel really sticky. Part of the sequence today requires that we have upward rotation of the shoulder blades. Just unsticking those muscles there. On the inhale, open your arms like wings, stretch the hands up, let them float, be soft. And then as you exhale, this time taking the left ear to the left shoulder, stretching into the right side of the neck. Move the chin up, move the chin down. And again, become fascinated by the sensations that are arising in your body, that are unique to you, unique to your experiences that you've been through and the bony structure, genetics you were born with. Take the left palm down to the floor, inhale, stretch the right hand high, and as you exhale, softly over to the left. With every inhale, feeling that right side of your rib cage, stretching out all the muscles there. As you exhale, maybe you can soften to move deeper. Inhale, coming up. And this time, as you exhale, bringing the left arm under the right arm, clasping the hands. Move your awareness to the backs of the shoulders. Part of this sequence will be about waking up the back body, because all of our senses are in the front of the body for the most part. The back body becomes largely disconnected. Part of regaining strength and growing wings will be connecting with these hidden places of strength. Inhale, stretch the hands nice and high, and as you exhale, bring the hands back down to the heart center. Slowly crawling up onto the hands and knees. Turning your fingertips back to your own degree, and as you start to sit back into your heels, shifting the weight, looking for a stretch into the wrists and the forearms. Modern technology and lifestyle sees us do things with our hands, texting, typing on computers, that never existed in the past at the time when all these poses were created. So it's common sometimes to feel crawling onto the hands and knees for a cat position or tabletop. On your inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and as you exhale, push into the floor, pull them apart. Continue these movements exploring with your breath. We clearly weren't meant to stand on our hands if you look at the bones of the skeleton, so as we start to move into any of these positions that require weight bearing on our hands, we must shoulder our responsibilities. That means creating stability within the unstable. See if you can both push into the floor, pulling the shoulder blades apart, and squeeze the shoulder blades together so the shoulder blades essentially get stuck. Step your feet back or come down to your knees. Imagine sliding the hands apart and slightly externally rotate as you lower down slowly. Flattening the feet. Spread through the fingertips, slide the shoulder blades down, and on the inhale, waking up the low back muscles coming into a cobra. Exhale, lower. On the inhale, coming up again, maybe lifting a little bit higher into the mid-back, and exhale, lower. With every breath, maybe coming up a little bit higher, inhale, waking up the muscles on the backs of your shoulders, possibly starting to think about lifting the chin and dropping the head back. See if you can stay strong through the legs, internally rotating the inner thighs and squeezing the buttocks just mildly. Exhale, come down. Last time, inhale, come up as high as you like, hold here. Or as you exhale, tuck your toes under, firm up the thighs and the low belly, your safety net, as you hover into low push-up or chaturanga dandasana. And then inhale, pull yourself through your hands for upward facing dog urdhva mukha. Exhale, roll back on the toes, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Come down onto your hands and knees. Stretch your arms out in front of you for child's pose and observe. Our goal here is to awaken the muscles of the shoulders to create strength and stability. Without challenge, we can't grow. However, if we're too hard on ourselves, we will break down. Observe, do you feel tension or invigoration? Bending your left elbow, stretch your right arm over your head for quarter dog, and just find a nice stretch there into the right arm. Breathe. We'll often check in what we feel after some of these postures, especially at the beginning of the class, moving really slow. Inhale, bend the right forearm square with the top of the mat, and as you exhale, press down into your quarter dog. These postures, these asanas, only become empowering if we can use them as tools to heighten our sense of awareness. Enlightenment has little to do with your physical capabilities and everything to do with elevated states of consciousness. Listening to your body. Slowly on your inhale, crawl up onto your hands and knees, and as you exhale, pressing into downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, bend your knees, lift your tailbone up nice and high. And as you exhale, press actively down into the palms. Maybe bend the elbows and then wrap the forearms toward one another, the elbows back. This essentially creates an external rotation at the upper arm bones, which for most will generate a little bit more space at the front of the shoulder joint. Without getting too much into it, it creates kind of a healthy position of the head of the humerus to lie onto the shoulder socket. See if you can slide the shoulders down the back, and then slowly on the inhale, crawl your hands towards your feet. Passive forward fold, exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to support the spine, and maybe grab opposite elbow with opposite hand as you dangle here. Again, come back inside and observe. Invigorated or stressed? Tensed or strengthened? Even notice the lower jaw, the neck. See if you can create some space in the skull bones, face, the neck. Slowly on the inhale, we'll release, halfway lift. Crawl your palms forward till you find yourself back in that high plank position. Come back to the shoulder check, squeeze the shoulders, push into the floor, slide the hands apart. Pull up on the low belly, do a slight cobra. So you're looking up. Notice how this activates the backs of the shoulders. Lower either all the way or halfway. Inhale to upward facing dog. Free the chest by squeezing the back. And as you exhale, back into downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Spread those fingertips, wrapping the shoulder blades into your armpits. Pull up on the low belly as you lift the tail high to the sky. On your inhale, come high onto your toes, bend your knees, draw them into the chest, and then float the feet through to the hands. We'll talk about floating a little later. Through halfway lift, and as you exhale, slowly fold, tuck your chin. From your roots, you rise up, get strong into the floor, stretch the hands nice and high, inhale. And on your exhale, gather the energy at the heart center. Preparing for our warm-up, Surya Namaskara A, sun salutes. On the inhale, as you ground down through the floor, reach the arms high. And then exhale, dive forward, tuck the chin to the chest. On the inhale, come through halfway lift, plant your palms as best you can. Exhale, step to plank. Hold here, inhale, shoulder check. Exhale from stability, lower. Inhale either through upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back to your breath. The breath keeps us engaged in the present moment, because if we're focused on our breath, we can't possibly be anywhere else. As we become more present, we can start to hear what the body is saying. We become more aware of the ways we are acting and habitually reacting. And instead of doing the same old thing, we can choose to be different. Come high onto your toes, bend your knees, inhale, float the feet forward, halfway lift. And as you exhale, slowly fold. Spread the toes, inhale, strong legs, lift, opening the palms. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Tuck the chin. Halfway lift, inhale, set through the core. And as you exhale, step the feet back. Pause here, inhale, set the shoulders. And then with awareness, exhale, lower. So we're never in a hurry. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw those shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Challenge makes us stronger, but the harder we are on ourselves, the faster we break down. Bend the knees, come high onto the toes, push into the palms, and let's try some frog jumps. Thinking of bringing the hips right up over the shoulders. And then from here, you play around with maybe pausing, hopping a little bit slower. And then eventually bringing the feet through to the hands. Halfway lift, inhale, and as you exhale, fold. Inhale, open the chest, palms up, reach up, look up. And exhale, reset at the top of the mat. Coming back to your breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive, tuck the chin. Inhale, halfway lift, set core. Exhale, this time from strength, integrity, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Grace has little to do with strength and flexibility and everything to do with purposeful movement. Trying the float again. Inhale, come high onto the toes, maybe step the feet in. Exhale, bend the knees into the chest. Now push down into the floor, wrap the shoulders back. And inhale, lift the hips, lightly hopping the feet forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, coming back to the top of the mat, arms reach up. And exhale, pausing here, observe. What do you feel? Moving into more of a dynamic warm-up sequence. Inhale, bend your knees, get really plugged into the earth energy. And then as you exhale, pull your left knee high up into your chest. Option on the inhale to stretch those arms nice and high, and maybe exhale, actively press away through that left foot. Inhale, grab the left foot with the right hand or the left knee with the right hand, and exhale, twist. Inhale, come back through the center, and as you exhale, kick your left heel back. Stay grounded and connected through the right foot as you tip yourself into Warrior 3 or an airplane. Lift the hands a little higher than the shoulders and let the back body engage, especially the backs of those shoulders. Gaze to the floor, exhale, fold into standing splits. Option to stay here, working that left heel higher, or inhale, crawl your fingertips forward till you can get the palms flat. As you exhale, come high onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale, rock forward, and then exhale, maybe kick up to hold. Squeeze the inner thighs, engage the bandhas, your safety net. And then everybody together gently step back, inhale. Exhale, twist. Right hand to the sky. Inhale, plant the palms, step back to your plank position. And as you exhale, either drop down to the right knee for right side arm balance, or slide your left foot to your right foot, push down into the right palm, lift the hips, and inhale, maybe stretching the left hand nice and high. You could also bring the left foot out in front of you for more support. See if you can stay plugged into that right palm, pushing down, and that slight external rotation at the right shoulder. And then maybe inhale, stretch the left hand over the head. You could also take that left hand and wrap it behind the back, work to open the chest. On the inhale, look to the ground, and as you exhale, step out with your left foot back to your plank position. Inhale, bring the left forearm to the floor, exhale, followed by the right. Holding here in a front support. Soften the chest a little and pull the low belly up and in. Inhale, bring the right palm down, exhale, followed by the left. Plug into the shoulders and lower down to the floor. Flatten your feet. On your inhale, engaging the back body, lift up into your cobra. And then exhale, lift the legs to hover up off the floor, strong in the low body. Inhale, option to lift the arms up like airplane wings, really drawing those pinky fingers back and maybe drawing the thumbs open. If you still want more, inhale, stretch those fingertips out in front of you and see if you can lift your biceps higher than your ears. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes under, inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift the right leg nice and high. And as you exhale, round the back, pull the right knee into the chest. Now get the core set up. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bring the knee through. Maybe you want to twist. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Inhale, lift the leg, and exhale, twist again. Maybe option to extend the right leg and grab the right foot with the left hand. Inhale, stretch the right leg high, and then exhale, lunge the right foot between your thumbs. Stay high on the ball of the left foot, engage those wings, and inhale, let your wings lift you up. Exhale, come back forward through power lunge, and inhale, lift up. Now move with the breath. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, let the lightness of the arms, the wings lift, and exhale, feel the strength, the grounding, the heaviness through the legs. Inhale, lift high. Exhale, coming forward. One more time. Inhale, gather that energy over the head. Exhale, bring it down, put the hands on the floor. On your inhale, either step your right foot back or slide your hands forward. And then whenever you're ready, working on hopping up through the left heel, keeping the right knee glued to the chest. Play around, hop a few times, and then we'll all meet in forward fold. And then inhale, stand up. Exhale, find your center, root through your feet. Get grounded and observe. Other side. Inhale, bending the knees, and then as you exhale, bring the right knee up into the chest, straightening that left leg. See if you can lift that grounding energy up through the core, the fiery center, and then through the crown of the head. And then option on your exhale, either grab the right foot with the left hand or the outside of the right knee to twist through the center. Inhale, we'll reach the hands back up. And then as you exhale, tipping yourself through, option to put the right leg down if you need to for warrior 3. Feel that connection to the ground, and then again, see if you can lift those hands slightly higher than the shoulders. Option to stretch the arms over your head with the inhale. Stay connected to the core, and as you exhale, fold forward. So again, there's so much work in the grounding energy and the strength of the core in our work here. Either stay in standing splits or inhale, crawl the fingertips forward. I like to scoot that left leg back a little. And then exhale, wrap those elbows in, push down into the floor, and then maybe you just gently hop up. Work to draw the left foot towards your face here as you energetically reach that right leg up so you stay strong through that safety net. And then whenever you're ready, we all meet in a low lunge position, twisting the left fingertips back. Inhale, step back to your plank or high push-up, plug into the shoulders. And as you exhale, slide your right foot over to the left foot for side arm balance. Just like the last side, option to put the left knee down on the floor. You could also, on the inhale, turn your right palm down over your head and stretch towards the front of the room, or wrap the hand behind the back. Keep energetically pushing down through that left palm and lift the hips. Inhale, step the right foot over, coming back to high plank. And then as you exhale, down to the forearms, let's plug back into that core. Pull the low belly up and in, slightly sink in through the hips, and then soften the chest. So strong through the legs and core, soft through the upper body. Inhale, plant the palms, come back up, and then exhale with control, lower down to the floor. Flatten the feet, inhale, cobra, sucking the arms, bones back. Exhale, lift the legs to hover off the mat. Inhale, whenever you're ready, let's go flying. Lift up your wings. Option on the exhale, stretch the arms out in front of you, or, this is a little bit spicy, interlace the fingers behind the head and draw the elbows back. Bring your awareness to those upper back muscles and see if you can invigorate them without over gripping. Release. Inhale through the vinyasa, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bad dog. Round the back, draw the left knee through. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, do it again, or maybe add the twist. Inhale, again, lift the left leg. Exhale, either straight through twist, or option to straighten the left leg, grab the left foot with the right hand. Inhale, kick the left leg up, and then exhale, slowly lunge the left foot through your thumbs. Inhale, come on up for dancing warrior. And then exhale, flow forward. Again, inhale, explore the lightness as you reach up. Exhale, explore the heaviness, the strength as you sink into earth. Inhale, air. Exhale, earth. Feel the core move this energy up the spine. Inhale, exhale, forward. Again, inhale, reach the arms up. And then this time, exhale as you come down, plant the palms. Step your left leg halfway back, glue the left thigh to the chest. Inhale, kick your right leg up. Crawl the hands forward till the palms are flat. Wrap those arms into the shoulder socket. And then again, you can either work on little hops or hop up to hold. Use your breath, no big rush. Squeezing the thighs. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet at the top of the mat in forward fold. Inhale, stretch the hands high, opening the chest, and exhale, gather that energy. Reset here. Standing sequence, inhale, stretch the hands nice and high. Exhale, bend your elbows, draw the upper arm bones back. Inhale, clasping the right hand in front of the left, and exhale over to the right. With every inhale, actively ground down through the feet. Where can I be stronger? With every exhale, soften through the upper body, like tree branches yielding to the wind. Where can I let go? Inhale, reaching the arms up, switching the arms around, exhale. Inhale, lengthen the spine from the ground up, and exhale over to the side. So the strength in the tree comes from the roots and the trunk. Explore this idea of being strong through the lower body and allow your branches, your wings, to soften. Inhale, come back up through the middle. Look up, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, fierce pose. You may have to lean forward a little bit to really bend those knees, and then see if you can keep the knees bent, and inhale, start to reach those arms up. Either actively pressing the palms together, or if you find this creates restriction through the shoulders, then ultimately unpress the palms, bring the hands shoulder width distance. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toe the feet a comfortable distance apart, halfway lift. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin to fold. You could even have the toes slightly turned out here. Ultimately, find a position with your legs that allows you to explore some depth along the back of the spine. Actively push down into those feet. Imagine wiping the feet apart. And notice if that creates any possibilities for you in your sacrum, your pelvis. From here, inhale, halfway lift, and as you exhale, slide the hands underneath the feet. Padahastasana. Releasing those wrists again, maybe massaging the palms with the toes, creating a bandha or a mudra of sorts. On the inhale, come through the halfway lift position, bring the hands out in front of you, and then as you exhale, squat down really deep for garland or malasana. Again, turn the toes out if you need and get the thighs out of the way of the hip bones. From here, you can plant the palms down onto the floor, get really low, create a shelf for your knees to rest. Push down into the floor to broaden the collarbones, but also squeeze the knees onto the backs of the arms. Lifting one foot or both, continue to squeeze the knees, eventually straightening the arms. Stay here and play with that pose. You could also still be in garland or malasana. Otherwise, you can try a straight arm variation. On the inhale, crawl your hands out in front of you with the legs straight. Exhale, bend the elbows, wrap those shoulder blades into the armpits so you're strong through the serratus anterior. Come high onto the tiptoes, inhale, fix the knees into either the back of the arms, the armpits, or the outside of the arms, and then lift the heels to your bum. We'll either exhale, step, or jump back through vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time. We'll eventually all meet in child's pose. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. What are you feeling? Stimulation or aggravation? Inhale, come back up onto the hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg up. Exhale, switch hop your feet. Inhale, coming up, high lunge, and then as you exhale, wrap the left elbow underneath the right elbow, clasping the palms. Inhale, if you can, lift the elbows, look up a little, strong into the legs. As you exhale, straighten your right leg a little, pivot the hips to the square with the long edge of your mat. Squeeze the elbows together to engage the chest, and then inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, sink down. With the inhale again, shrug the shoulders, straighten that right leg a little, and then exhale, sink down. So we're lifting and lowering the energy of the body. At some point, find stillness, gaze down the right fingertips. Inhale, take the left hand down the left thigh, and exhale, reaching back for reverse warrior. Option to take the left hand behind the back, reaching for the inner right thigh. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, bring the right forearm down to the right thigh. Option to bring the right hand down to the floor. See if you can keep your head nice and heavy and focus on opening the left side of the chest. If it works, you can also reach underneath the right knee with the right hand and clasp the left wrist. Feel the strength in the legs. See if you can find some softness, some opening in the upper body. Releasing here, take a great big inhale, floating up, warrior two. And then exhale, straightening the right leg, move the left hip back for Trikasana triangle pose. Right hand to shin, foot, or floor, left hand reaches high. Actively push the feet down into the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs, engaging those pelvic bandhas in the legs. You could also stretch the left hand out in front of you. From here, inhale, look down to the floor, stretch the right hand out a little for Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale, lift the left heel. You could also have your right hand up on a block. You might find that helpful. Be really active again through the legs, slightly drawing the left foot forward, engaging into the core, and then twisting your left shoulder back. Inhale, bring the left hand to the floor, and exhale, gently step back into your low lunge. From here, inhale, heel toe the right foot a little wider, and if you can, drop to the forearms. Option also to put the left knee down onto the floor. Another option is inhale, really reach through your right hand, and then exhale, work to wrap your right shoulder underneath your right thigh for head to ankle pose. Either stay here, work squeezing the inner right thigh onto the back of the right shoulder, or plant both of the palms, actively pushing down, lean the weight forward and lift up for Ekapada Kundinyasana. Step or float back through Vinyasa. Eventually we all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, once again, we'll find the hands and knees in a simple child's pose. For introspection, observe. Preparing for Pinchamayurasana, or dolphin pose. Push the forearms down into the floor. The elbows are about fingertip width distance. And then inhale, come high onto the toes. As you exhale, walk your feet as close to your elbows as you can. If you feel pinching in your shoulder, don't let the elbow slide out. Instead, interlace the fingers. From here, inhale, lift your right leg up and either stay here in dolphin with a tail, or exhale, bring the left knee into the chest. And then maybe both legs go straight up. Keep pushing down into the floor, actively pulling the belly in. Alternately, you could have both feet on the floor and the head heavy. Whenever you're ready, slowly make your way back into child's pose. And again, observe. What do you feel, specifically in the face, the neck, the shoulders? Inhale, crawl back onto your hands and knees, and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg nice and high, and as you exhale, switch hop, bringing your left foot through your hands. On your inhale, float up, modified warrior. And then as you exhale, wrap your right elbow underneath the left, clasping the palms. Inhale, lift the elbows, open the shoulders. And as you exhale, straightening the left leg a little, pivoting the hips for warrior 2. Actively push down through the outside edge of your right heel. Stretch your fingertips out. Inhale as you straighten that left leg a little, arms go up, and then exhale, sink. Explore this movement with your breath. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sink. Feel the energy through the feet into the pelvis. Inhale, drop your right hand down your right leg. Exhale, lean back. Again, option to wrap the right hand behind your back and possibly clasp for the left inner thigh. You can even bend at the right elbow here. Coming through, bringing the left forearm to the left thigh, dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. You could also bring the left palm to the floor or come into your bind. Ultimately, we find a position that challenges us, because challenge makes us stronger, but something that is not too intense, because we're not here to break ourselves down. Coming up slowly, inhale, straightening the left leg. Exhale, move the right hip back, bringing the left hand to left shin, foot, or floor for triangle pose. Explore the possibility of maybe dropping your right chest open. Preparing for Ardha Chandrasana, inhale, look down in front of your left foot. I like to bring the hands slightly to the left. And exhale, kick the right heel high. Option on the inhale to extend the right fingertips towards the ceiling. It's not about holding the pose perfectly. Find your roots, but then challenge yourself. If you don't fail, you don't succeed. Slowly, when you're ready, step back through the right leg, either bringing your right knee down onto the floor or staying up on the right toes. Move whatever's in the way of your left hip out of the way and either come down into a humble warrior position. You could also come down onto blocks, or if you'd like, wrapping the left shoulder underneath the left leg for head to leg pose. Another option here is to keep squeezing that inner left thigh onto the back of the left shoulder. Squeeze the right leg, lift into Ekapada Kundanyasana. And then we eventually make our way back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, child's pose. Come back to your breath. Remembering those intentions. That's the true alignment. Intentions with actions. Plant the palms down into the floor, either forearms parallel or interlacing the fingers. And then this time we'll inhale, lifting the left leg up. Maybe you feel steady and the right knee comes into the chest first and then extends up. Or maybe you keep that left leg lifted with the right leg on the floor. Maybe both feet are still on the floor. Wherever you are, you're actively pushing down into the floor, squeezing the elbows together to wrap those shoulder blades into the armpits. Downward facing dog whenever you're ready. And then slowly on the next inhale, crawling your hands back towards your feet. As you exhale, grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Whenever you're ready, inhale, float to standing. Exhale, reset at the back of your mat. Inhale, step forward with the right foot, reach the hands high. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back, opening the chest. I recommend bending the elbows, bringing the knuckles to the mid-back, move the shoulders back, and then straightening the arms. Exhale, fold. As we straighten the arms, we engage the tricep muscle on the back of the arms, which helps to pull the head of the humerus, the arm bone, into a better position for us. Safe stretching of the shoulder. Bend the knees here if you need to. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, dive forward, bringing the hands to the floor. On the inhale, twisting the right fingertips up. Exhale, plant the left palm, twist the left fingertips, right fingertips up. Inhale, switch. Exhale, twist. Inhale, switch. Exhale, twist, getting closer and closer to the feet each time. Explore the movement in the upper body. The core stabilizes, the twisting happens from the navel up. Eventually grabbing the back of the right leg with the right arm, getting a nice stretch through the left side body. From here, inhale, pivot the right toes to about 45 degrees, and then exhale as you bend the right knee down the center of the right foot, start to sink. Eventually maybe coming onto the left heel if that feels appropriate, or snake in the grass. Stretching your arms out or balancing here, hands to heart center. From here, inhale, lift the torso up, and as you exhale, snake the right hand underneath the right leg, and then maybe clasping the left wrist. If that's not possible, get a nice deep squat. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and exhale, clasp. Either stay here working the clasp, or maybe inhale, shift the weight to the left leg, and exhale, stand up for bird of paradise. See if you can squeeze the shoulder blades together like Superman ripping his shirt open to open the chest. Eventually making your way back down to the floor. Either finding a humble warrior position or snake in the grass. Or for a select few of you, you may want to come into a sidearm balance variation where you push the right palm down into the floor, curl the right heel in first, and then maybe stretch the right leg over your head, Vashisthasana. We'll all meet together. Slowly coming over to the left leg now. Take a great big inhale. Twisting the left shoulder open, and as you exhale, grab a hold of the left leg. Stay here for a little longer if you'd like, or snake in the grass. Pivot your left toes out, start to squat down, coming onto the right heel. You could also take a mudra here with the right fingertips. Again, you could stay in snake in the grass for a little longer, or inhale, stretch your left arm out, and then exhale, snake your left arm through, clasping for the right fingertips. The wide squat looks something like this, so you could work on your clasp here as well. Inhale, slide your left leg towards your right leg, standing strong. And then exhale, whenever you're ready, stand up, maybe straightening the left leg for bird of paradise. Stay here a little longer, or don't even come into it, it's your choice. We'll eventually make our way back to either humble warrior with the right foot square, snake in the grass on the right heel, or keeping that left leg behind the left shoulder, reaching over the head, grabbing the left foot, actively push down and away through the right heel. Or Visvamitrasana, a Vashisthasana variation. Forward fold. Breathe here. You can either hang out in your forward fold in any arm variation you'd like. Legs can be bent or legs can be straight. Or we can work for Titibhasana, the insect pose. Inhale, reach your left arm under first, and then exhale, bring your right hand back. Again, wiggle around with your feet without forcing, eventually working to get the shoulders behind the knees. You could also grab the backs of the ankles, and as you push into the backs of the ankles, begin to sit down. Maybe stay here, or maybe you can flatten the palms and find your weight balanced. And then through squeezing the legs, so we're always strong into the legs, we can lift up. And again, forward. Explore the strength in the legs. Let the upper body get soft. Stay in your forward fold, or inhale whenever you're ready. Crawl your hands forward so you can get the palms flat. With the knees bent or straight, come high onto your toes, push down into the palms, and imagine your feet hovering off the floor. It might not happen. Try not to jump. Be patient. The arm balances are about patience. You do not gain heightened levels of awareness by simply performing acrobatics. Come back to the top of the mat. It's the mental qualities you're infusing into the physical movements, and not the physical movements. Finding yourself in tree pose, vrikshasana. Get strong through the right leg. Allow your roots to support you. Eventually, you may be growing the arms up towards the ceiling. The left foot can either be planted into the inner left thigh or onto the ankle. From here, slide your ankle to the top of the right thigh, and as you exhale, bend your right knee and slowly come down. If you need to come out of it in order to find this position, by all means do so. If you can, inhale, stretch your arms back, open the chest, stay here for flying eagle, or exhale, plant the palms, hooking your left ankle over your right arm, maybe one day extending your right leg up. These are all variations of flying eagle. It doesn't really matter which pose you master. Again, it's the mental qualities you are feeding while you're doing the pose. Because what we feed gets stronger. Reset, breathe, and observe. Coming to the other side, planting your left foot, growing your roots. Inhale, bring your right foot to the inner left thigh or ankle. Hands to heart center, so we lift that grounding energy up into the heart and the core. And then maybe we grow it all the way up into the branches. From here, if you'd like, cross your right ankle now over your left knee and then exhale, squat down. Stay here and explore. Or inhale, stretch your arms back. And then maybe exhale, bring the palms down onto the floor. Do your best to keep the chest open. Flexing that right foot to hold you whenever you're ready. Inhale, squeeze the left leg to lift it up. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet back at the top of the mat. Take your time. Be still. Vinyasa, inhale, stretching the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Really linger in each movement. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float the feet back and lower down. On the inhale, come through upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a great big inhale, lift your right leg nice and high. Transitioning into some seated postures as you exhale, bring the right knee through, slide your left leg back. Inhale, elongate the spine, and then as you exhale, come forward to rest in one-legged pigeon or swan pose. If you'd like, you can stretch the arms out here as well, hinging at the elbows. A lot of our work in the arm balances, again, comes from that safety net, the grounding energy. And once we feel grounded, safe, and supported, we can then explore higher possibilities. This is just a nice stretch to release the legs. Whenever you're ready, inhale, plant your palms, get a nice IT band stretch as you exhale, sit back, eventually scooting the left knee behind the right knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, twist the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. If that's not possible, you could have the left leg straight out in front of you and the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. You could also do simple twist here, allowing the right knee to open up to the side. Find your core. Extend the fingertips forward. Inhale. And as you exhale, lift your left leg and slowly lower down onto your back, drawing the right knee to your nose as you extend the left heel out for shooting arrow or one-legged half boat. Inhale, stretching the left arm back, and as you exhale, twist the left elbow or armpit as far up the right leg as you can. If you flatten your palms, this is a lying Ekapada Kundanyasana 2, the twisted variation. Inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, bring your left knee in and rock yourself up. Rock a baby pose. Whenever you're ready on the inhale, drawing the right knee into your chest, and then maybe as you exhale, bringing the right foot to stand onto your left bicep. Either stay here, feeling out the stretch, or some of you will want to wrap the right leg behind the right shoulder. From here, we can try Ashtavakasana. The inhale, you lift the left leg, and the exhale, you squeeze the inner thighs. This will lift the pelvis energetically. A transition might be inhale, straighten the arms, exhale, kick back to Ekapada Kundanyasana. Otherwise, you can stay in Ashtavakasana or stay sitting in the rock a baby pose. We'll all transition together whenever you're ready through vinyasa. Exhale down, inhale through upward dog or cobra, and exhale downward dog. Other side, inhale, left leg comes up, and exhale, bringing the left knee through to the left wrist. Finding your forearms. Move your hips in a way that really serves to stretch the left buttocks and IT band. Maybe adding the upper body by sliding the arms forward and hinging at the elbow joint. Feel the support in the floor, and as you exhale, let yourself soften. Now that we've released the legs, inhale, coming back up. As you exhale, leave your left foot where it is, press the hips up and back, and then inhale, scoot the right knee this time behind the left. Coming into the twist. Remember, alternately, you can bring the left foot on the inside of the right thigh, the right leg straight, or simple twist. The left knee opens to the side of the mat. Twist asks us to be strong through the core, starting to gather that core energy again as we work Ashtavakasana or crazy eights into the sequence. The next exhale, lift your right leg nice and high, slowly rolling onto your back as you draw the left knee into the chest. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take a great big inhale, stretching the right arm back, and then this time exhale, twist towards the left. Stay active through the legs. Again, if you flattened your palms, this is twisted Ekapada Kundanyasana. Inhale, rocking yourself up. This time bringing your right leg out, and then inhale, rock a baby on the left side. You could stay here, finding that really nice stretch through the left hip, or inhale, lift the left arm up, and exhale, snake the left arm underneath, eventually moving the left leg behind the shoulder. Never force. If it feels accessible, take the right ankle, wrap it underneath the left, squeeze the inner thighs to hover into Ashtavakasana. If it doesn't feel possible, keep working with your breath. Playing around with that funky transition if you'd like. And then whenever you're ready, we'll all meet in downward facing dog, or those of you still in rock a baby, you could just hang out there because we're all coming to our butts to meet you anyway. Transitioning through, get a nice release of the backs of the legs now and the backs of the spine in Paschimottanasana. The inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Pitching the pelvis forward. You could bend the knees here, you could sit on a block. You can grab the feet, or you can allow the arms to dangle alongside your body. You can work the spine straight. You could also round the upper back. Again, go inside your body, observe the sensations arising, and allow those to dictate On your next inhale, we'll slowly sit up. As you exhale, bend the knees, scoop the hips towards the heels. And inhale, knees into chest for Navasana boat pose. Exhale, either keep the knees bent or straighten the legs. Hold the low belly up and in. It's normal to feel this in the hip flexors. They're a major part of the core, especially in this flexed position. If you need to, grab the backs of the knees. On the next exhale, we'll roll ourselves slowly down into Ardha Navasana or half boat. If you feel strain in the back, bend the knees into the chest. Otherwise, if you want more, work on lowering the heels more or stretch the arms back. Keep breathing. Notice the tension in the face. Great big inhale, rock yourself back up into full boat and exhale back down. We'll do a few of these with your breath.
When you look out of your eyes at nature,
either continue with those, or the next time you're up in full boat, plant the palms, rock forward, and either hop up, kicking yourself in the butt, or pressing up, slowly lowering back down. You could come back into Navasana, exhale to the ground, inhale, rock up boat, exhale, plant the palms, and lift or hop, lower down, inhale, boat, exhale, lower to the ground. So those are your options. Continue to explore. Almost done, about 20 more seconds. If you're planting the palms, draw the knees into the chest. Work first to get the hips up over the shoulders before you focus on bringing the legs up. The next time you find yourself down in your half boat, slowly lie onto your back. Close your eyes. Observe the rebound in your body.
That we let go of ourselves and it can't be done. Not by anything that we call.
Take a few sighing exhales, release the lower jaw and the face. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, bend your knees. As you exhale, bring your arms out like wings. Inhale, draw the knees to the chest, and then exhale, shift the legs over to the right. You could bring the right hand to the outside of the knee, the left knee, gently pressing down. If you feel like you want more of a stretch into your back, you can also stretch the right leg out in front of you, so you can move the left knee deeper over to the right. You could also bend the right leg here and grab for the right foot with the left hand. This helps us get up into the left chest and maybe into the upper back a little bit more. And close your eyes here, let the floor support you, and move your body in such a way that feels really liberating. If you feel like there's a lot of tension in the chest, you could also take cactus arms or stretch that left hand way up towards the top of your mat, over your head. Relax. Let the breath create the stretch for you from the internal place, rather than external force. Whenever you're ready, we'll slowly come back to the center, bringing your knees back into the chest, and then this time as you exhale, bringing the legs over to the left. Explore the same variations and possibilities on this side. Closing your eyes and just feeling out the movements in your body. So again, you can stretch that left leg out in front of you so it's out of the way of the right leg. You could even wrap the legs up like eagle. You can stretch that right hand up over your head to get a little bit more into the chest. That might feel really nice, especially after that sequence, working into the wingspan.
You will simply become completely absorbed in sound.
You could also bend the left knee and clasp the left foot behind your back with the right hand.
An eternal now, in which there is no past and there is no future.
and straightening the right leg and clasping the right foot with the left hand. We take just a little bit longer in these poses. We are supported. Moving beyond muscular effort now. The yang effort and tissues of the body into the deeper dimensions of connective tissue, yin. Whenever you're ready, we'll slowly come back to the center. And as you exhale, lie flat on your back for your final resting pose. Shavasana, pose of the corpse. I recommend staying here for at least 5 minutes after today's sequence. 10 minutes would be ideal. Feel the support of the floor, and as you exhale, completely let yourself go. Let go to flow. Namaste.
You simply become completely absorbed in sound, and therefore you will find yourself